hear the word dragonfly, a soft picture comes to our mind. A shining little insect flies silently over garden ponds, small, colorful creature floating in the summer air. Delicate, weightless, harmless. But if we close the eyes of poetry and look only through the eyes of engineering, then a dragonfly is not a gentle creature. It is a biological weapon, a perfect hunting machine created by evolution. A flying assassin. A biological supercomputer with only one job: find the prey, calculate the attack, and finish it. How shocking! On this planet, a lion succeeds in hunting only about 1/4 of the time. A shark nearly 50%, but every attack does not succeed. Guess the dragonfly? According to researchers, dragonflies can catch up to around 95% of the prey they target. That means, if a dragonfly locks a target, that victim is almost finished because a dragonfly does not only chase prey, it calculates. Its eyes see the future. Its brain does not only understands where the prey is now, it understands where the prey will be 3 seconds later. Then it flies straight to that point of death. Thanks God, for millions of years, nature has kept these aerial killers small. It has locked them inside tiny bodies because the modern atmosphere does not allow them to grow large. But what if that lock opens? What if we take their 360-degree predictive vision, their independent 4-wing drive, and their hydraulic guillotine jaw and send them back to Earth 300 million years ago? What would happen? Would it remain only a beautiful insect? Or would oxygen, heat, swamps, and evolution come together and turn it into an apex monster of the sky? But before we enter that simulation, a few unbelievable fossils found on Earth force us to ask one question. How far could life go in the ancient world? Okay, in 2009, in the Cerrejón coal mine of Colombia, scientists found the fossil of a giant snake. Its name was Titanoboa. It was a monster snake from about 60 million years ago. Its length was estimated to be around 42 to 49 feet. Its weight may have reached around 2,500 pounds. This snake was not just big. It gave us something important to note. The ancient world was hotter, denser, and more extreme than today's world. Such a creature could only survive in a world where biology was pushed to its absolute limit. Similarly, in 1938, near the coast of South Africa, a fishing trawler caught a fish that scientists believed had gone extinct long ago. People thought this fish had disappeared with the dinosaurs, but after 66 million years, it was found alive. The coelacanth reminds us of one scary truth. The fossil record is never complete. What we find is not the full book of history. It is only a few torn pages. And inside those torn pages, in 1880, deep inside a coal mine in Commentry, France, scientists found proof of a lost monster of the sky. Its mark had been trapped in stone for almost 300 million years. French scientist Charles Brongniart studied the fossil. He gave this nightmare creature the name Meganeura. It means large-veined giant. Even today, that fossil is kept in the National Museum of Natural History in Toiture, Paris. It stands there like a silent and terrifying witness of a forgotten sky. The story of these giants did not end in France. Almost a century later, in 1979, in a coal mine in Bolsover, Derbyshire, England, another huge griffinfly fossil was found. This discovery raised one powerful question in the minds of scientists. If the real fossil was already so large, then in the most extreme environment, how far could evolution push this design? To understand how such a monster could exist, we must first understand the rules of physics that control our modern world. Fact-checkers and biologists talk about one important rule, the square-cube law. If we make a modern insect 100 times bigger, its volume and weight will increase very quickly. They will grow exponentially, but its surface area will not grow in the same way. That creates a serious Problem. Insects do not have lungs. They do not breathe like us. They take oxygen into their bodies through passive air tubes called spiracles and tracheae. Small insect can survive with this system, but if a giant insect appeared on Earth in 2026, it would quickly die from lack of oxygen. Its heavy chitin shell would become a burden on its own body. Its internal organs would be crushed. Its respiratory system would fail. But 300 million years ago, Earth was different. Global oxygen levels were different. Not like today. During the Carboniferous period, oxygen levels were much higher. They were around 35%, or close to it. The atmosphere was dense, wet, heavy, hyper-oxygenated. This extra oxygen helped the arthropod lineage break its evolutionary limits. The real fossil gives us a terrifying dragonfly with a wingspan of about 2.5 feet. But science does not only ask questions about what we have found. Science asks, what if oxygen was even higher? What if air density was even thicker? What if there was no competition? What if the ecosystem was isolated? How far could evolution go? If in a specific geographic pocket, isolated swamp basin, or volcanic island ecosystem, oxygen levels temporarily spiked from 38 to 40%, then the theoretical limit of trachea-based breathing could be pushed much further. And if denser atmospheric pressure was added to that, the air could become thick enough to push arthropod body size beyond normal limits. 2.5-foot dragonfly could hypothetically move toward an 8 to 12-foot apex morph. And if a dragonfly became 8 to 12 feet long, then in Earth's history, there may have been no aerial monster more terrifying than this. But this simulation is not pure fantasy, because in that ancient sky, there were no birds, there were no bats, there were no pterosaurs. The sky was a huge ecological vacuum. In a world where there is no competition, oxygen is high, food is abundant, and the predator design is perfect. Biology does not have to stay. Small evolution creates pressure to scale up. That is why Meganeura and its dragonfly relatives became the undisputed kings of the Paleozoic sky. And the most surprising thing is this: they ruled the skies almost 50 million years before the first dinosaur walked on Earth. These creatures were terrifying not only because of their size, they were terrifying because of their design. A human eye has one lens. A dragonfly's compound eye had up to 30,000 individual visual units. It did not only see where prey was, it calculated where prey would be. To this creature, fast-moving targets appeared to move in slow motion. If a reptile sprinted through the undergrowth, to Meganeura, it was crawling through thick syrup. Then come the wings. 4 independent wings, each one controlled separately, forward, backward, frozen in mid-air. Vertical drop. Other predators chase. The dragonfly does not chase. It intercepts. It calculates where the prey is now, where it is going, what angle it will use to escape. Then it flies directly to the point of death, before the prey even arrives there. An organic missile, guided by a biological supercomputer. And if evolution was given more oxygen, more isolation, and zero competition, this supercomputer did not stay small. But this lineage's horror did not begin in the sky. It began underwater. Before a dragonfly earned its wings, it spent years as an aquatic nymph. And in that stage, it was arguably more terrifying. Hidden beneath mud and dead leaves, patient, still, invisible. Under its chin sat a weapon called the labium, a folded hydraulic arm, commonly called the mask. When prey came within range, the mask shot forward like a hydraulic piston. In a fraction of a second, Hook seized the prey, pulled it back to the mandibles. If you have ever seen the inner jaw of Hollywood's Xenomorph, you are looking at the same nightmare logic. Different planet, same engineering. In the ancient world, nothing was safe. In the water, the mask hunted you. In the sky, the mandibles waited. The same lineage. 2 worlds, 2 nightmares. This is the simulation, an isolated swamp island. Oxygen pushed beyond normal carboniferous levels. Dense air, abundant prey, zero competition. No birds, no bats, no pterosaurs. Only small gliding reptiles, stretching their rib wings between the ancient canopy. They believed the sky made them safe. They were wrong. The forest goes silent first. No insect calls, no distant croaks, just heavy air, then a shadow. From the direction of the sun, the reptile cannot see it clearly, because death always comes from the blind spot. The dragonfly does not strike where the reptile is. It strikes where the reptile is going to be. Mid-air, the murder basket closes. 6 legs lined with backward curving chitin spikes. The membrane wings snap. Every struggle drives the spikes deeper. No hesitation, only the feeding algorithm executing. If the design was this perfect, why do they not rule our world today? Because Earth changed. The swamp forests dried. The oxygen fell. The dense air that fed these giants vanished. Nature did not kill the dragonfly. Nature only took away its fuel. The large body became a burden. The tracheal system failed. To survive, they had to shrink. They lost their size, but they did not lose their software. The compound eyes still work. The intercept geometry is still active. The hunting algorithm is still running. Today, it flies over the pond in your backyard. You may call it beautiful. You may not notice it at all. But inside that tiny head, a 300-million-year-old hunting program is running. The monster did not disappear. It only became small, hidden in plain sight. And if one day the oxygen rises again, maybe the cage opens once more.